Is live and
My Facebook is showing that I'm live right now.
okay. Well, if you are, you see it on your phone that you're live.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Then I'm not sure if
Okay.
my channel's going live, but since you are, let's do it.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Alejandro Ventura. I'm a real estate broker here in town, and today, since we're going live on Greg's Facebook page, you know who he is. One of the best loan officers, mortgage experts here in town. And today we're going to be talking about how to increase your home buying power without spending any additional funds or money. So, Greg, why don't you tell us about how we can do this?
Sure. Yeah. So the way that a mortgage is designed and the way that like people say, hey, I'm pretty qualified to buy a $300,000 house or a $500,000 house. Mortgages are actually designed to determine how much you can afford to spend monthly. So the way that we do that is we take a buyer's monthly income and basically you cut it in half. You subtract out their debts and whatever money amount is remaining is how much their monthly payment can be on a mortgage. And then you calculate that out over 30 years, and that gets you your final price tag for what kind of house you could buy. So the thing to pay attention to is what are the things that impact your debt to income ratio. Most of the time, the only debt that people have that are spread out over 30 years is a mortgage. You have a student loan or a car loan or a personal loan, most of the time those are 5, 6, 7 years. And so even if it's a lower amount that you owe, your monthly payment is going to be significantly higher than if that amount of debt was spread out over 30 years. Here's what I mean. If you buy a $40,000 car and you finance it and you have a 7 year loan term at 2%, you likely still have a $400 to $500 car payment. So one thing we can do is that car payment will make a significant dent in your debt to income ratio, how much money you can spend on a house payment. That $500 you're spending on a car every month is eating up into that money you can spend on a mortgage. So for example, if you have say 10% down, say we're going to buy a house. Alejandro, what's the median home price in Spokane roughly right now?
$400,000, a good number.
$400,000. And you've got a 10% down payment saved up. You've got 40 grand to go towards this down payment. Roughly with today's interest rates, taxes and insurance, 400K with 10% down, you're looking at a payment of like 2550. 2550.
And that's just principal and interest
That's with an estimate on taxes and insurance.
on everything. Okay.
Yep. 2550. And let's say that you have a car payment that's 500 bucks. And all that's left on that debt, say you owe 20 grand on that car, right? You've been paying it for a couple of years. You owe 20 grand. You could actually, instead of spending 10% down, instead of spending $40,000 on your down payment, you could actually take half of that, pay off your car. So spend half of your down payment to pay off the 20 grand you owe on your car, get rid of that $500 per month payment, and put 5% down. So on a $400,000 house, you put 5% down, same interest rate, same taxes and insurance. Your payment would jump to $26.75. So it would move up $125. But you also wouldn't have a $500 per month car payment, which leaves you with a monthly net of $375 that's still in your pocket. And in addition to that, if you wanted to, you could actually increase your purchasing power on that house by somewhere between $40,000 and $50,000, depending on the taxes, simply by paying off that debt. Because now you're not getting dinged for a $500 per month car payment. So that $500 could go towards a mortgage payment. So by using the same funds in a strategic way and looking at your whole financial picture, you could step into a house that maybe you thought was out of your price range. Or if you wanted to buy in the same price range, you could lower your monthly expenditures by a significant amount just by being wise about how to leverage that cash that you have, and being thoughtful about how money works.
That is so great. So to recap, the number one thing to remember is when you get approved for a loan, you're actually getting approved for a monthly payment. And then based on that number, a lender will tell you what that will buy you in terms of a loan amount.
Correct.
Because of it, it is essential that you minimize your monthly expenses so you can have an optimal debt to income ratio. Essentially, have more disposable income from the money you make every month.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole premise of this conversation is what can we do? How can we optimize the money you already have? Like to your example, if you already have 40 grand in the bank and you're planning on using that as a 10% down payment to buy a $400,000 house, you can perhaps use half of it to pay off any outstanding bad debt, like a car loan, and that way improve your debt to income ratio and one qualify for a higher amount. And instead of buying a $400,000, you might be buying a 450. And that could be the difference between being in an area you want to be in versus in one that you're compromising on. That could be the difference between having an extra bedroom in your next home versus being packed in one that you're not that comfortable. And you get the point. It just gives you more options without having to spend more money. Anything you want to add to that, Greg?
No, it's a great summary. It's a great summary. Actually, no, I take that back. Sometimes
It's not a great summary.
oh, it is. It's a great summary. I do want to add this. When you are getting pre-qualified, ask your loan officer, "Hey, is there anything we can do to leverage what I've put in front of you? Anything we can do to make this a better scenario than what you're telling me right now?" Right? And you may not have exactly the words, but ask them, like, should we pay something off? Should we increase this? Should we tweak this? Right? As much as it is absolutely their job to look at the way to best leverage your dollars to get to your goals, not everybody does. And sometimes they'll just kind of take what's in front of them and present it to you. And so again, it's critical for you to advocate for yourself and say, like, what's the most creative way that we can make this money go the farthest? So I'd encourage anybody that's in that pre-qualification process. You can always get a second opinion. You can always give me a call. But if you don't, and that's fine, make sure that you're asking your loan officer, is this the most creative we can get? Is this the best use of my money? See what they say.
I love that. And in some cases, using the whole 40 grand toward your down payment might be the right thing to do.
Correct.
The point is that know what your options are so you can make an informed decision on how to best utilize those resources. Right?
Correct.
Awesome. All right. Well, hopefully this was helpful. We are planning on doing this on Fridays. And if you have any questions on, again, how to optimize the resources you already have, or how to get there, how to get to the point where you have the down payment you need to get into a home, You can post those questions down below this video, or you can just simply get in touch with us directly on any of our social media channels. Alrighty. Well, anything else you want to add, Greg?
Nope, that's it.
Great. Well, thank you guys for watching today. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you again next week. Take care.
See you then.